Guys, today I'm going to be taking my CF Moto 450 SS on a 5-hour round-trip road trip to find out how good it does for commuting. For you guys, we're going to test highway, we're going to test wind resistance, throttling. I don't have cruise control. Today should be a pretty interesting one. Stick around and we'll find out how bad this is going to hurt. Let's get going. Time to limber up. You're still rolling, aren't you? Damn it. Okay. Alrighty, guys, we got a long day ahead of us, and what we're going to be testing out first is we have a lot of highway to do, and we're actually going to be going up to BUC-EE'S. It's the Beaver gas station thing. If you know about it, you know about it. If you don't, you don't. But what we're going to use that for is a test to see the fuel economy of the 450. It's going to be basically highway the entire time. So what I've got to do is I've got to fill up now and start with a full tank. And then when we get to BUC-EE'S, we can calculate how many miles we went and how much gas it took. And that way we can get a really good fuel consumption rating. Also, we got our buddy Patty Rick with us today. Pat's testing out some cool bags for, was it rig gear? Rig gear. He's got the front, the side, and the tank bag. So he's going to be tagging along with us today. It should be a fun day. So let's go ahead and get gas and let's get this thing started. Yeah, today's absolutely gorgeous, guys. We lucked out here in Georgia with an absolutely beautiful day. So today should be fun. Pop over here and fill this thing up. As you guys can see, I don't need gas at all. But to do this accurately, you have to start with a full tank. That's the only reason we're getting gas. All right, that is that is to the brim. All right, there you go. All 1 gallon. That's actually way more gas than I expected to be able to put in the bike. Okay, so we have the bike super topped off. And now one thing that is absolutely crucial that we have to do is we're on trip 2. I'm going to hold up and that will take my trip to 0. So we will see what this trip gets to when we get to the gas station next. And at this point, we just we go for a ride. For you guys that are keeping up with all the videos, this is our current giveaway bike. We're going to be giving this bike away at the end of our season that we're doing right now. So if you want to win this bike, or a 300 SS. We're giving them both away over at wbrgarage.com. All you got to do is go over to that website, grab a membership, grab merch, whatever you want to do, and the website actually keeps up with your entries. And at the end of the season, we're giving this bike away to somebody. So if you're in the market for a bike for only $5, it's a pretty good deal. Also, if you guys saw the last video we did on this bike, we installed a few mods. And I wanted to install those mods before this video because they should help out quite a bit. If you guys haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend it. But what we did was we'd installed a bigger windscreen, a taller seat. We installed the radiator guard and the sliders and the rear seat cowl. The rear seat cowl is more of an aesthetic thing. But we installed all those things, so I'm really interested to see how this windscreen helps out today, as well as this taller seat. I think they are going to come in absolute clutch for me today. Hopefully I can still fill my butt by the end of the day. If you guys are curious with the route we're going to be doing today, we'll try to show you guys, and if we do everything correctly, we might have the route that we can share with you on the Rever app. It's kind of like a ride planning app that you guys can check out. We'll try to upload that and put it in the description down below or in the video, so that you guys can check it out. It should be a pretty awesome route we're doing today, so I'm pretty excited about it. I've not put that many miles on this bike yet, and ironically, the route is about 250-ish miles, and by the time we do the full route, I think I can do the first service on the 450, which is going to be kind of perfect timing, so everything's going to work out on that front. Which is sad. It's such a great bike, and I haven't been able to put as many miles on it as I really wanted to, so it'll be good. Today's gonna be a good day. If I was in my clickbait era, I would title this video 450 SS versus Super T. Can it keep up? Question mark, exclamation mark. Pat, I love that you got 5 bags around your motorcycle and you still brought a book bag. All right, boys, highway time. 450, let's see what you got. Also, windscreen, please do your job well. Can't believe I'm doing this with no cruise control. This is just putting myself through misery for the people. You guys better appreciate this. Alright guys, we're doing a speedo test. Pat's got his cruise control set to 75. This is getting too close to that truck. Alright, go 70. Go 70 and then I'm gonna... Oh my god, there's a fire! Stop it!
Hey, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Alright, you put your stuff on 70, Pat. Okay, Pat's got his Yamaha set to 70. I'm gonna match your speed as perfectly as I can. So it looks like the CF Moto might be 3 miles an hour difference than yours. I'm reading 73, Pat's reading 70, but we do have tire differences. But that's interesting. Okay, now to BUC-EE'S. We just had to... This is for science, Pat. All of this is for science. That's what we're calling this. We're definitely not doing this just so we can go ride today. This is science for you guys. Science.
Yes, science!
So it looks like the 450 can go 80 without being in the yellow zone. So we can set chill on 80. Hold on, guys. I need to draft Pat to get the best MPG possible. I'm drafting you, Pat. Oh, wind block, yes! Dude, I can't see shit in front of me, so just don't brake ever. All right, I am getting a little buffing. I needed to tuck in more. Oh, there it is. Dude, I'm so close behind you. I'm trying to max the MPG. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, my God. All right, this is so dangerous. I'm not going to do that anymore. All right, guys, so we've been on the highway for like 30 to 40 minutes. We've been just rocking out at like 80 miles an hour. So far, it sucks not having cruise control, but it's not the end of the world. I have noticed that the windscreen, while it is much better than the default windscreen, I do wish it was... It's not a touring windscreen, I guess is what I should say. I like the look of it. I like the dark tint, but it's putting the air right around my upper chest. So at 80 miles an hour on a windy day, I'm still feeling a lot of bobbling in my head. I can still definitely recommend it, but if you're going to do a lot of touring, you might need to look into something different. And the biggest thing I've noticed by being on the highway for that period of time, I have been being blown around left and right. We do have a really windy day. There's a lot of trucks on the road, so there's a lot of like environmental conditions that are happening. But Pat could literally see me ahead of him, just kind of like being thrown around by the wind. So, I mean, it's a smaller bike. I don't really expect it to be as planted as something like Patrick's Super T, but it's just something to consider. If you're grabbing this bike and planning on doing some sort of touring, just know that you are going to be fighting the elements a good amount, especially if, you know, you're dealing with, like us right now, with like a windy day. Just stuff to be aware of. But this next exit, we are going to be getting off, and we'll see what the MPG is. I did notice that it gives me a average MPG for trip 2, and it's currently reading 63.2 miles a gallon. So we'll do the math and we'll see how accurate that is. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about MPG, so we'll have a real world test for you here in a minute. I can tell you right now, if we do an iron BUC-EE'S, then I am definitely going to be doing that on a capable motorcycle, similar to like you're on right now. If you guys didn't know what BUC-EE'S is, it's this. It's these giant gas stations that used to be in Texas only, I believe, and now they're making their way into Georgia. Every one of these BUC-EE'S gas stations has like 100 gas pumps. It's literally insane. For you guys that have never checked one out. And the inside is like an entire store. So there's all types of stuff you can get on the inside. So these things are nuts. We're thinking of doing an iron BUC-EE'S, so we're going to ride 1,000 miles in one day and only use BUC-EE'S gas stations. So that should be a pretty fun set of videos. All right, here is the big test. We have gone 45.9 miles, so let's just call it 45. So 45 miles, and how much gas did it take? This will be a good information for you guys that don't know how to check your actual physical MPG. That is not a lot of gas. .845 of a gallon to go 45 miles. Let's find out. Okay, let's do the math. 45 divided by .845. 53 miles a gallon. That is significant. That's 10 miles per gallon difference than the estimated trip. Huh. Still great, but I forgot to tell the people that before we got to the highway, Patrick scumbagged me into racing red light to red light. So, yeah, okay, so 53 miles a gallon highway. I would say realistically, because like we were gunning it from red light to red light for a few miles. So we have a small sample size here. I'm going to say realistically highway mileage, you're probably looking at like 56 mpg. That being said, I'm a 230-pound dude. So on a bike like this, weight does very much so matter. So if you're a lighter guy, you'll definitely get better MPG. But realistically, I'd say like 56 MPG on the highway if your friends don't scumbag you into racing red light to red light on the way to the highway. Okay, cool. So, guys, we're going to run in, grab some supplies, and then we will be back on the road, headed to the lunch spot, and we'll check in then. Alrighty, guys. So, from here, we have a, it's not necessarily highway from here, but we have a trip towards a lunch spot that Pat says is a good spot to grab food. So we are getting up into North Georgia as well, guys. So the riding will get progressively better for us. Not that you guys care, but we do. We prefer to. We are headed to LJ. We have a very cool halfway point that we're going to stop at, which I am super excited about. We will show you when we get there. And the kids are off. I will say, not being on the highway, it's way less windy here, and we're chilling at like 67, and I'm totally good here. So I'm starting to think the wind on the highway was just like excessively bad. That being said, I was still being able to be thrown around, so it's still good information to have. After all that highway, I will say, like, this zone, this is nice for this bike.
It's nice.
The wind's not bad, like the bike's got plenty of power. I'm able to chill in sixth. I like this. This is where this bike is picturesque. Fun road, little curvy. It's happy here. Alright guys, so we are closing in on our lunch destination. It looks like we've gone just over 75 miles today. And things I'm noticing at this point. So far, this seat, this taller seat, is absolutely a game changer so far. Keeping an eye on it, but it does such a better job than the stock seat. By far the best mod so far. But I will note that the seat is helping my butt a lot, but it's not helping my knees that much. I can still feel my knees like perched up a decent amount. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm interested to see how, we grab lunch and see how it feels after that. So yeah, keeping an eye on the knees. That's one of the weird situations with this bike is you sit so low that your knees get kind of bent up a lot. So you get the whole like super sport issue with your legs. But the top half is really comfortable. And this seat is so good. I would not have wanted to do this ride today on the stock seat. 100%. That would have not been fun. Lunch destination acquired. All right, guys, looks like we've got some lunch to get. We will be right back after we engulf some food and let my knees chill out. All right, guys, we just got done with lunch. My knees are feeling rejuvenated now. My butt's feeling rejuvenated. So we've currently gone around 75 miles, and our next stretch is also 75 miles. So we have our longest stretch here to go to our next location. So going to be watching out for the knees, going to be watching out for the butt. I'll catch back in with you guys once we get to Brasstown Bald. Should be a fun spot. Let's see how she does. And by she, I mean my knees. Good little lunch spot. Feel refueled, rejuvenated. I mean, Pat's comfortable, but that's an arguable situation for me. It's honestly only my knees, though. Like, everything else is fine. Thank God for this seat, though. I mean, look at my leg. Like, look what my leg has to look like. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, there's no, like, look at that. I didn't realize how much my calf touched my thigh. Like, it's almost to my boot. Nobody gets behind that thing and doesn't think Final Destination. So guys, if you're dumb enough to try touring on a 450 SS, I got a trick for you. Your knees are gonna hurt because they're so scrunched up, but you can stand up. So just stand up and stretch them bitches. All right, screw you, Pat. It's way easier for you, okay? I have to be in this very awkward position. Oh, now you're just bragging. Now you're just bragging. You don't have cruise control, so that's not great, but my hand's only slightly tired. Pat over here acting like he's in the damn Titanic. Anyway, yeah, the standing up super helps. What also might help are the rear sets that I have not installed. So I should definitely install those next, because that way I don't have to do this. I can also do this, kind of like lean up against the tank. This is kind of helpful as well. I don't know what this shot looks like, and it might look terrible, and I'm sorry if it's nothing but my crotch. Pat's got an entire rear seat. I took mine off. I wonder if I can sit on the gas tank. No, I'm going to stop. Also, MERICA! Fuck yeah! By the way, guys, Pat's Cardo is telling him his battery is getting low. That's what we're communicating on. My Cardo Pack Talk Heads is fully charged and ready to go. If you want to get a discount code on Cardos, link in the description. You'll love it, I promise. Oh my gosh, we made it. I mean, it's a serious hill, dude. I'm going straight up. And the little 450, I can tell, is feeling it. Bro, what a turn. My God. This is terrifying. I gotta be in second. That's hilarious. We made it. Oh, yeah, then you have to walk up to the overlook. That's right. Highest peak in Georgia, fam. We made it. Woohoo! Guys, we are halfway through. Are we recording? Okay, so we made it halfway through. We are 180 miles in, I believe is what my thing said. Maybe 160, something like that. So far, 450's been great as a commuter situation. The only issue that I've come across so far are my knees. I was hoping that the seat would help with that, and it does a little bit. But when you're doing this many miles constantly, it's gonna get to you a little bit. And I know it seemed like I was joking in the video earlier. I'm pretty sure all that got recorded. But standing up actually helps a lot. But if you do that, just be super cautious when you're doing that, because you're putting a lot of weight on the handlebars. So your bike can get squirrely. But otherwise, I think that's the only thing that's been kind of getting to me. The interstate, it gets a little blowy. The bike's kind of blowing all around.
What?
Blowy? Like the wind is, well, no, the wind is blowing me around, so it's getting blowy.
You're getting a blow.
So here's the thing. We've made it to this cool place. I'm going to show you guys some shots. There's this tower over here. That is like the highest point in Georgia, like literally and physically the highest point. There's this awesome view over here. You can see tons of mountains, but this is only our halfway point. So what we have to do from here is get all the way back to my house, which is essentially the other 40% of this ride. I just wanted to give you guys a halfway point. Like, we've put 100 and, like I said, 50, 180, whatever miles. So that's that's a long commute if you had to commute that every day. But anyway, this is the halfway point, and we're gonna get back on it after we stretch and get some water, and we're gonna hit back. I think it is important to note
doing the little stops here and there, super helpful. If you are choosing to commute on this because you don't have cruise control and you're in a bit of tight of a spot, make sure to stop, take your breaks and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we got a lot of miles to hit, so we're gonna get back to it and we'll see how this goes. So far, so okay.
Getting pictures for the gram.
Brasstown Bald, you've been cool. You offered some fantastic views. We'll see you next time. These tires, man, every time I hit a weird little disturbance in the road, they shift, the rear tire shifts back, and it's even more than, like, the tar snakes, every single one of them. But anything in the road, it slides a little bit, and that is destroying any bit of confidence I could possibly have with this bike. I don't know what type of tires they are, but they need to be swapped out. I'm definitely not going to do a track day until I get the tires swapped out, though. Hell, or a Blood Mountain run. You know, for such a tiny little bike, my butt's honestly okay. I'm shocked, honestly. This seat is... Nobody should buy this bike without this seat, if I'm going to be honest. Alrighty guys, we are down from the mountain, and we're going to grab some gas so that we can do the highway back. As you guys can see on my dash, we are currently at 194.9 miles. So we're going to fill up for the second time today, technically, and that should be the last fill up we need before we get back. Open up, bud. All right, guys, we're at our final gas stop. I've got 1 hour left, which is only 47 miles. Good God. We got the 360 going, got my helmet cam going. All right, Pat's going to peel off whenever we pass his house. Pat, today's been fun. We need to do it more often. Let's finish the day up. All right, 450 SS. We got 1 hour left, baby. You've killed it so far. Let's finish it up strong.
1 hour later.
Alrighty guys, that is the end of the video. I wanted to record more on the way back, but this camera died and this camera died. Then again, we were shooting for 7 freaking hours. Oh, let me get the final mileage count. What the heck? My trip 2 just reset. Okay, so total miles I have on the bike now is 519. That's so weird that my trip reset. I might have accidentally hit that button. Ending miles, we ended up having something along the lines of 250 miles. We were riding for 7 hours today. So final thoughts on everything. This seat on that extended, like that tall seat, that is an absolute requirement. If you have this motorcycle, listen, the next mod you need to buy is that seat. My butt is solid. 7 hours on the bike and I feel great on my butt. My knees do hurt a little bit and my wrist is a tiny bit sore because I was holding the throttle open for so long. But honestly, I think this bike did a fantastic job, especially for a 450cc bike. The windscreen is cool. It looks better, but it didn't help that much. Not as much as I kind of wanted it to. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with what just went down today, guys. I am tired. I'm glad to be home. Is this a touring bike? Absolutely not. Can you tour with this bike? I honestly, I think you guys can. But for the majority of you guys, you're going to be using this for like a commute to work for like 30 minutes or an hour. For that, it's going to be absolute piece of cake. And guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to win this motorcycle, we are giving it away over at wbrgarage.com. You can go over there, you can get merchandise, get a membership, whatever you want. Everything will get you entries. If you got to this point in the video, you're in the outro crew. Thank you guys so much for getting to the outro crew. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below and let me know what you would do on this motorcycle, this 450 SS, if you want it. Would you do a big tour on it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be really interested to see what you guys say. I'm exhausted on two wheels. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, you guys ride safe. Goodbye. Oh, real quick. I thought the engine would get to the point of just being like, man, this thing, it's had enough. Never at any point did that engine give me any problems, which makes me still think that this 450 parallel twin is easily one of my top 3 engines of 2024. I love this engine. It's one of my faves. Okay, now I'm done.